on the road, far from home. But you don't have to feel alone. Brave and strong, together we will be. It's our destiny. We will be heroes. We can change the world if we try. I go where you go. Forever friends, you and I. We will be heroes. Battle Dimension Pokemon.
If you remember from my previous video, I said that Applin is my favorite wild Pokemon from Galar. And that is pretty much true, but if you know me, my number one favorite Pokemon is Meowscarada. But what if there was an Applin of every type? Well, let's find out. Also, we will exclude the Grass and Dragon type from the list since Applin already has these two typings. But anyways, let's start. First off is the normal type. The normal type is usually for basic Pokemon like Teddiursa or Lechonk, but we are using it for a vegetable that came to mind. And that's a avocado. Since when I first tried a avocado, I gotta say, I didn't taste anything. And this actually fits for a normal type. So, let me introduce Avocadlin, the avocado Pokemon, a normal dragon type. As I said, Avocadlin is based on a avocado and how they are pretty flavorless. Avocadlin love to sleep on trees with other Avocadlins when the sun shines, giving them a ton of nutrients into their bodies. Well, it isn't a Pokédex entry without a Pokédex. Rotom, read out the Pokédex entry.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, did you miss me? Well, I'm ready to read out the Avocadlin Pokédex entry, here I go. Scientists have discovered that Avocadlin is the same worm that lives in the apple that Applin wears on itself, but they prefer living inside an avocado because of its smooth inside. They will always knock out the pit of the avocado and then replace it with their own body. It's pretty hard for them to move around in that avocado's shape.
Next is the fire type. For this, I made Pepperlin, the spicy pepper Pokemon, a fire dragon type. Pepperlin is based on a chili pepper. And yes, I know, Scorvillin already exists, but some people might not like this Pokemon due to it feeling unfinished because it could have a third stage, but sadly, we didn't get it. But anyways, here's Pepperlin's Pokédex entry.
First discovered in the scorching deserts of the Paldea region. Pepperlin can usually be found around deserts and among Scorvillans and Capsikids in huge packs. It's said the worm that possesses the chili pepper is a different variant of Applin because of the red marks on its eyes.
Next is the water type. For this, we have Melonlin, the watermelon Pokemon, a water dragon type. Melonlin is based on a watermelon, which, if you don't know, is the fruit usually eaten during the summer to cool off. Also, it has a new ability called Fruity Finale. When this Pokemon's health points reaches 0, it explodes, dealing damage to the opponent before fainting and returning to its Pokeball. The damage delta is equal to 1 out of 4 of the opponent's maximum health points. Anyways, here is its Pokédex entry.
First discovered in the tropical region of Alola, it is a very rare version of Applin that is different from the Applin from Galar due to its water typing. Scientists theorize that its melancholy stems from the short lifespan of its watermelon home. As the fruit rots, Melonlin is forced to abandon its home.
Next is the electric type. For this, we have Lemonlin, the lemon Pokemon, a electric dragon type. Lemonlin is based on a lemon, but mostly the lemon battery. This is why the electric type comes in. If you have heard of the potato battery, why not the lemon battery? Anyways, here is its Pokédex entry.
Due to lack of apples, it caused the worm to adapt by living inside lemons. As a result, Lemonlin can expel a highly concentrated sour substance. Legend has it that any Pokémon struck by this fluid will experience a lasting sourness, where all other flavors become distorted and unpalatable.
Next on the list is the flying type. This one was a little tricky for me to figure out on what fruit or vegetable should I use. But then, I remembered. I can use food. So then, I came up with Caitlin, the cake Pokemon, a flying dragon type. You may be wondering, what has a cake to do with the flying type? Well, it's actually based on an angel fruit cake. And if you look onto Caitlin's design, you can see a pair of wings. This is meant to reference the Bible and how angels are described to have wings. And for its ability, it's called Lucky Blessing. When this Pokemon is sent out in a double battle, a random effect occurs for the user's side. The effects can include healing, stat boost, or giving the second Pokemon any random berry. Anyways, here is its Pokédex entry.
It's believed that the rich, sweet diet has caused a unique mutation in its DNA, resulting in the sprouting of delicate, cloud-like wings from its cake-based body. Local folklore suggests that if a Caitlin flies over your home, it will bring an abundance of good luck and sweet fortune.
For the fighting type, this one might be for fans of the anime One Piece. So let me introduce Devylin, the cursed fruit Pokemon, a fighting dragon type. Devylin is based on the devil fruit, but the fruit in question, the Yami Yami Nomi, which is the fruit that Luffy consumed and granted his elastic powers. Of course, if you know, if a devil fruit is consumed, people are going to be very weak against water. So, I made this ability for it called Conquero Spirit. When this Pokemon knocks out another Pokemon with a fighting type move, its fighting type moves are powered up by 50%. This boost is lost if this Pokemon is hit with a water type move. Anyways, here's its Pokédex entry.
It's rumored to have arrived from an alternate universe where these fruits exist. The unique properties of its fruit-like dwelling have granted the worm with an incredible elasticity, making its body feel and behave like rubber. Remarkably, these Pokémon exhibit a strong aversion to water and water-type Pokémon.
Next is the rock type. I first thought of making a peanut-based Applin, but then someone on my friend's Discord server asked if there will be a coconut Applin. And this gave me an idea to create Cocolin, the coconut Pokemon, a rock dragon type. Nothing much to say about Cocolin, but it's based on a coconut and how coconut shells are pretty hard to open, since it requires some special tools in order to open it. Or maybe just straight up a hammer. But anyways, here is its Pokédex entry.
It is a pretty rare Pokémon around the Alola region, but it thrives on tropical islands across the Pokémon world. Facing a scarcity of apples, the worm within adapted to inhabit coconuts. The sturdy shell provides excellent protection from the harsh tropical sunlight.
Next is the ground type. For that, we have Potatelin, the potato Pokemon, a ground dragon type. Potato is based on potatoes, but also the potato mine from Plants vs. Zombies. Nothing much to say about this Pokemon, just like Cocolin. Anyways, here's its Pokédex entry.
These Pokemon had to adapt to farms, but usually potato fields. This is why they gained the ground type. The worm has developed the ability to travel through the earth with ease, burrowing through the soil like a potato's root system. Farmers must carefully inspect their potato harvests, as Potatlin often sneaks into sacks full of potatoes.
Next is the bug type. I always have wondered why Applin was grass dragon type and not grass bug type, since it's meant to be a worm inside of an apple. But then, I got some information on why, which I'm not gonna talk about in this video today. But anyways, I want you to meet Berrylin, the strawberry Pokemon, a bug dragon type. Berrylin is based on a strawberry. Also, I don't know why, but someone said that a strawberry isn't a berry. But I still went with a strawberry anyway. Also, Berrylin takes inspiration from spinning gyro toys, since this Pokemon usually gets pretty dizzy due to the shape of the strawberry it has. Here's its Pokédex entry.
The unique shape of the strawberry causes Berrylin to experience frequent dizziness. When strong winds blow, Berrylin spins uncontrollably, adding to its disorientation. Despite this, it maintains a cheerful disposition, often seen wobbling through fields of berry bushes.
Next is the Psychic type. For this, we have Orangelin, the orange Pokemon, a Psychic Dragon type. Okay, you may be asking, why the Psychic type for an orange? Well, simple. Oranges are known for having vitamin C, which is very good for the human brain, since it can keep the brain smart. This is why the Psychic type comes in. Anyways, here's its Pokédex entry.
The abundance of vitamin C in its citrus dwelling has led to a significant increase in its brain power, granting it potent psychic abilities. Orangelin is known for its tranquil demeanor, often seen relaxing in hot springs. It's so calm that even Bidoof enjoy carrying them on their heads as they soak.
Next is the Poison type. This one might be smelly, but this is Duralin, the durian Pokemon, a Poison Dragon type. This Pokemon is based on a durian, which is not only the king of all fruits, but also the smelliest fruit, since it's said to smell like sewers, rotten eggs, rotten garlic, or straight up wet socks. Well, let's get straight to the Pokédex entry.
The stench it produces is often described as the rubbish residing within a sewer. Due to its potent smell, Duralin is strictly prohibited on airplanes and public transport. Trainers are advised to keep this Pokemon securely within its Pokeball to avoid causing widespread discomfort. I would really need to take some fresh air after this Pokédex entry.
Next on the list is the Ghost type. For this, I wanted to go with a pumpkin, but this idea is used too much already. So, I decided to use candy corn. So, let me introduce Cornlin, the candy corn Pokemon, a ghost dragon type. As I said, Cornlin is based on candy corn. Either you love it or hate it. I think it fits best for the ghost type since candy corn is a Halloween candy. Well, here's its Pokédex entry.
Unsuspecting children often mistake them for candy, taking them home as part of their Halloween haul. Cornlin revels in causing playful chaos, using its ghost-type abilities to create spooky disturbances within households.
Now for the dark type. I came up with Plumlin, the Plum Pokemon, a dark dragon type. Well, the reason I gave Plumlin the dark type is pretty simple. Plums aren't my cup of tea since I don't really like them, since I prefer blueberries better. This is why I chose the dark type for it. Well, here's its Pokédex entry, I guess.
These Pokémon are particularly active during the night, relentlessly hunting for prey under the cover of darkness. Their stealth and cunning make them formidable predators, striking with surprising speed and ferocity.
Next on the list is the Ice type, one of my favorite Pokemon types, since I do like the cold weather. Anyways, let me introduce you to Mochilin, the Mochi Pokemon, a Ice Dragon type. Mochilin is based on mochi, a Japanese ice cream-like dessert that is both sweet and sticky, and has 3 flavors, which I assume are strawberry, vanilla, and matcha, I think. But it has an ability called Berry Boost. When this Pokemon holds a Pecha, Nanap, or Salak Berry, its highest stat is boosted by 50%. This effect is lost if the berry is consumed or removed. Anyways, here's its Pokédex entry.
To survive the harsh conditions, the worm had to take in residence within a sweet, chewy mochi. These Pokémon sustain themselves by feeding on a variety of berries, with a particular fondness for Pecha, Nanab, and Salak berries.
Now, for the Steel type, I want you to meet Beanlin, the Bean Pokemon, a Steel Dragon type. Yes, this Pokemon is a can of beans, since beans usually come in metal cans. This is why the Steel type comes in. But also, it has 3 heads, which is going to be explained in its Pokédex entry. Rotom, take the microphone.
Scientists speculate that the worm's DNA has merged with others, creating a single entity with 3 distinct heads. This collective organism utilizes the can as a mobile shelter, providing exceptional protection against falls from great heights.
And for the last type, it's the Fairy type. For this, we have Peachlin, the Peach Pokemon, a Fairy Dragon type. Listen, this Pokemon is based on a peach, but it may look like a Pecha berry. It's actually an unknown berry that tries to mimic a Pecha berry. But instead of healing poison, it boosts Fairy type moves. Also, this Pokemon has no connections to Pecharunt nor the Loyal Free. Anyways, here's its Pokédex entry.
These kind-hearted Pokémon are known to bestow a free Pecha berry upon any traveler they meet, offering relief from poison or other ailments. While some speculated a connection to Pecharunt or the Loyal 3, it has been definitively proven that Peachlin's origins are entirely separate.
And that was the Applin of Every type. Sorry if this video took long. I was having not only trouble with school, but also studying for a huge exam. Well, tell me in the comments what Applin form was your favorite. But anyways, I will see you guys in another video. Peace out.